Hello there. This marks my July 6th, day trading day 2021. So, I took a few day trades here today. I wasn't trading like myself, gotta admit. Um, I was taking whatever I saw, which which I should not do. So, but I did make some good trades here, but ended up red for the day. So, in the morning, we start off with ADXS. I like the look of it. It showed a pennant, right? The volume was good, right? We got a hammer here. Relative nice volume, right? Started increasing volume. So I saw this getting near the pennant, and I took a trade around 6.3. I took the break. It broke it, and it went to like 70s, right? But I ended up selling around 66. 66. I didn't like the wicks, right? So what I noticed is I went to the 30, and you see here. Sorry, you see here. Look at this. You have high volume right here, right? You also have relative high volume, narrow body. Okay, so this is an indicator of weakness, and look at it. It fell down. It fell all the way down, okay? The rest of the day, I should not have traded this the rest of the day, but I did. I'll go back to that. I'll tell you where I took the trade. So, um, so this shows weakness. I exited good, right? Got at 66. Maybe I didn't get a top, but that's never gonna happen, right? Um, really gonna happen. So I got out about here. Maybe I should have waited a little bit more for this candle to fill out, but I played it safe, took my profits, got out. Another time I traded this ticker, okay, it was forming another pennant, okay. So I'm like, okay, it worked out. Sorry, let me fix this. It worked out the first time. I'm like, okay, round two, this is even a better pennant. Look at it, touch, bottom, touch. All right, so we're looking good. Volume did start to fade out though. I did notice that. So I saw this. I'm like, okay, it tests this trend line. I'm like, okay, I like the looks of this. All right. So what I did wrong was I forced it. I took the trade at, let me check. I took it at 67.39. So around here-ish. I don't know why I did that. I was at a higher time frame, so it looked filled, right? I think I was at, sorry, I think it was at the 10-minute, right? And mind you, I have timescales, active trader, level 2, and live news, so I couldn't really see. So now I know, right? Go to a lower time frame. I don't know why the hell, me looking back, what the heck was I doing adding here in the middle of all this crap, So I should have waited until maybe it hit the trend line and bounced off. But look at it. It hit it, but it broke through. So I would have never gotten this trade if I was watching it at maybe a lower time frame. So that's why you got to be looking at all the time frames. What I learned religiously, switch through them one by one. Okay. So that's where I messed up. I immediately got out when it broke it. So that was good. That was a good action for me. I didn't even hold it. Right when it broke the trend line, I stuck to my plan. I'm like, I'm out. All right. The next trade I took was IC. I like this one. I really liked it. I traded this twice today. It was a little weird at first, So I took this trade at, yeah. So actually, I this was a loser, right? So I took this trade at 8.95. Okay, it was about right here. Yep, exactly right here. Okay. No, it was right here. Okay. So look what I did here. I took this trade. I'm like, okay, let me take this trade because I wanted a couple handle. right? Look at it. I was going for a cup and handle. This is the cup, right? And this was the candle, right? So, and look at it right here on the 5 minute. It shows a hammer after a downtrend. I think, sorry. So I like to look at that high volume too. I was like, okay, this is looking good. I don't think this would be considered after a downtrend because there's only two candles, right? There's only a went down in price, hammer. So I think this is still a weakness single. I'm not sure. And also we're getting narrow candles, high volume, right? Narrow candle, high volume. Why? Look how long this body is with this relative volume. But look how narrow this is. So I'm like, okay, let me look at it. So I thought it was gonna push up, make a cup, and go. But of course it didn't do that. So I got out. I held to here. I'm like, this is my risk. If it breaks this, then I'm out. I got out. All right, when I broke this, ended up bouncing off this 824 support and hit here again. So which is unfortunate, right? Could have not taken a loss, but it is what it is. That's what the stock market is. All right, and later in the day, it formed this wedge, right? I like the look of this. This I played perfectly, okay? I bought it right here. I sold right here. All right, it was a 5% win. So I'm like, okay, I'll take it. You know, I recovered my losses from here, right? So I liked it. I was happy with myself. You know, 40% move, not bad. Then it started to fade out, but I took my profits because look how many times I touched it. 1, 2, 3. I was like, no, I don't think it'll break it. I was lucky because sometimes, usually this third touch, one of these times it's gonna break, right? So I did hold a little bit, but I took a lot off. Okay, I took a lot off right here, but I held a little bit, and then I was like, okay, maybe it bounces off this trend line. It broke, and I'm like, okay, I'm out, right? Because you got a trend line all the way from here to there. So that was IC. That's what I traded for IC. Ears was here's what I'm mad about, man. Wasn't thinking. So I heard eyes on the scanner, and I literally just bought it. It was about my sympathy play. Eyes was going. Let me show you. Eyes flew today. You know, 40%, 40-cent move. You know, completely flew. Kept on flying. So I'm like, okay, ears. Bam. Let me go to it. Immediately bought it right here. But I already missed out on the little move, right? The 10-cent move was just fine. You know, I took a little loss. Um, my loss was like 5 cents, so it was a bad that wasn't that bad. OSAT, OSAT. Okay, let me talk about this one. Okay, I played this perfectly today. So what happened was I'm like, okay, this is interesting. You know, I was talking. I actually called this out on talking to my buddies. You know, and I think where am I at? Oh, set. Yup. I had perfect ads. Okay. Look at this. So, um, wait, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't know if it's this one. Hold on. Let me go to the 10-minute. Okay. So, right here. Oh, yeah, I know what I did. Okay. Okay, so what happened was I was playing this. I saw this look. I was like, ooh, okay, this looks really good, you know. We had high volume here. It started to fall. Held this nicely, so I drew it. I'm like, okay. And then I held this, and I'm like, okay, I like this. It's a wedge, right? Um, so I bought here, and look at this beautiful move. So it goes here, right? It went up to 8.9. I had it right here, right? 8.3. Held through it. I saw this hanging man. I'm like, okay. I don't know about the looks of it. Held through it. Held through it. You know, I wanted another candle confirmation. I'm like, okay, this is weakness. So so I got out. Got out of that. I'm like, okay, let me take my profits. Took my profits, right? Let me go to the 5 minute. Sorry about that. It was a little pop in volume too, so I was like, okay, after this low volume, I was like, pop, okay, not a lot of volume, but you know, it's a sign, you know, it's a sign. Um, so it went down here, and I'm like, okay, so this held nicely, right? Um, touch, you know, broke this, but touch. So I added here again. I had threes, eight threes. Look at this beautiful move. Bop, 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 all the way to 11s. All right. Though that was a beautiful play. All right. This play worked out amazingly. Okay. So that saw this. I was like, okay, okay. You know, bullish so far. You know, we got some weaknesses. A little hammer. You can't. That's not an inverse, but um, not a whole lot of wicks. A little wick here, but okay, that's not an issue, right? We're gonna keep on going. Then I saw this. I'm like, okay, it's a longer wick. Hanging man look, not exactly, right? So I held through it. I'm like, okay, let me see what it does. Let me see what the next candle closes. It goes up even more. I'm like, all right, awesome. This is at a resistance. Um, it was over. Look how long this stack ran. You know, it went from 5 all the way to 11, right? So it's over. It was over X, and I'm like, okay, this is due for a pullback. So I took off my position around here. Perfect. I played it perfectly, right? And it broke down, and I was like, okay, done, 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 done. So then later in the day, I saw it forming another wedge, right? Saw it forming another wedge. Like, look at this, right? So I added here, didn't work out, failed the wedge. Um, what I learned is sure the patterns work out, but you gotta have some conviction behind it as well, right? So maybe instead I should have I was just unlucky with this one, right? It's just one of those times it didn't work out, you know. I broke it. I'm like, okay, I'm out. So I didn't lose big on that. That was fine. That was a fine trade. I already got over 20% on that other move, right? So I was like, okay, awesome, perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, so then the other one, another one that I traded, BSQR. Yep. So let me go. Wait. Yeah, BSQR. Okay. So this is also overextended, right? Look at this move, 4 all the way to 8 today. Okay. So this was stupid, you know. This was a stupid trade by me, right? Should have never taken this trade. Alright. I usually don't play like this, but I was greedy, you know. I don't know why. I don't know what got into me. I was playing like myself. So it was going and going and going. I missed out on this whole thing, right? So then I like my patterns, man. I like my patterns, guys. So ascending triangle look, right? Pushes up. I thought if it breaks this, it's gonna go, right? It clearly didn't. I wish I didn't know that. Like, what are the chances? You know, it keeps on going after. Yes, 100% move, right? So since after hours, okay. So I should have been more careful, right? It's due for a pullback, which we got one, right? So we see this kill candle. I'm dumb. Didn't get out. I was like, okay, let it bounce off this trend line. We got one more shot at it. Didn't. Broke through. I got out. I'm like, okay. I'm done. So that was overall a dumb trade by me. You know, overextended stock. Should have never played with it. Right. Although OSAT did work out. Right. This was one of those. It didn't. Right. Um. Let's do some VPA as well. So what I noticed. Right. Okay. Right here. We got high volume hanging man. Look, we got a knife after it. Okay, perfect. Let me see what else do we see? Okay. This is good. So, okay. Alright. So, let me see what else I traded. So, that sums up what I traded for today. Now, I made some dumb mistakes. Was dumb about it. Was dumb about a couple things. I was rushing it. I gotta have higher conviction, right? About my plays. Can't just go around buying bull crap, right? Or this stuff happens, right? So, let's analyze this real quick. So, okay. So, yeah, right off the bat, we see a fat green candle. Okay, another one. So right here, this is high volume, narrow body, right? Surprisingly, it didn't fall. Did not fall to the downside. Okay, it was only a signal, right? Remember, signals. These are signals in VPA. Okay. Um. So this rejected it. With some strong stocks, they completely reject VPA. Mind you that, but it's always. I think always good to keep in mind. VPA works about 90% of the time, right? Hotter market works 90% of the time. I learned all of this from Brady Atlas. Um, good guy, great teacher. So this is called highway candle. I think that's what Brady calls it. Um, buyers and sellers, they're fighting, right? They're equally to each other. You get another green candle, and then okay, perfect. The 30-minute looks good, right? You want to catch this if you were only looking at the 30 minutes. So let's go to the 1 hour and see. Look at that. So I would have immediately got out right here. 1 hour. Look at this high volume, right? Oh, and look at this 1 hour, narrow candle, high volume, right? High volume at the time. Why is this so much bigger than this one, right? And let me go back to the 5 minute. I think it was around maybe probably here, right? Right off the bat. Right off the bat, bro. Narrow bottom, high bottom. Add. Right here. Another one. Narrow bottom. Bam. Add. Right? So, I didn't catch that because, I just wasn't looking at it at the time. Right? Which is fine. Not gonna get all the plays. Right here, look at this. Hanging, shooting star. Bam. Would have got out. If I had this. But still would have been an incredible move, right? 5 to 680s ish, right? 690s. Okay. Of course, we get another leg up, but who cares? And then look at it. We got a hanging man, high volume. Look at the high volume, right? Went to poop, right? Kind of faded away. So let me look at the 4 hour as well. All right. So this doesn't show me much. Big green candle. Yeah, this doesn't show me much. I think we're good off this one, right? I think so too. Okay. Now let me go back to OSAT. Let me go to the higher time frame to analyze this one. So let's go to 1 hour. Look at this. Right. Perfect. If you see this, man, bro, like, okay. So I know this isn't high volume, right? But it's another signal. It's a signal. I caught this. I was lucky enough to caught it before this candle completed, right? Because then it went immediately to here, flew, right? Higher volume, and these type of candles are gonna more. There's still signals, right? This is still a hammer, but higher volume means more. But it ended up working out. Look at this fat green candle, right? Look at it. Let's check. Okay, I think that's it. Let me go to 30 minutes, see if I see anything. Right here again. Look, we got this fat wick, the hammer, right? Easy signal to buy. So this worked out. That worked out good. Go to 2 hour. Same deal. Right, and then nothing to look at. I see. I don't know, man, about this one. Because look, see, this is one of the cases. Look at narrow body didn't get a move. Narrow body, high volume, both didn't get a move. Just literally consolidated, bounced back and up and up and up. It could not break and get over this 9 level, right? High, barely above it. So this is one of the times where VPA that 10% time, I guess it just didn't work. Look at the 2 hour. But the other time frames might show differently, right? So look at we got small body, right? Narrow body. Then we gotta move up. Pop. This is highlighted green, right? So I would count this about, see, these are held, those highlighted greens are higher volumes, right? High volume spikes. So if you saw this, it could be a good sign to buy, right? Let's go to the 30-minute. Same deal. No, those are low volume, shows nothing. So it was hard to tell with this one, hard to tell with this one. I see it was just one of those those ones you couldn't really tell, But here, look at this one. IDX, also confirmation. Bang. High volume. This is high volume. 100% high volume. Ignore this because you wouldn't have seen that earlier when you were trading during, right? This is still high volume. This is higher than this. Look how much volume it took for this move, bro. I mean, I know pre-market works differently. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, this is considered high volume. Another confirmation. Bop, went up. Um, Let me see. Look at the 1 hour. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. See nothing here. Look at the 2 hour. Nothing. So if you look at this 2 hour, man, you got a hammer, right? You got a hammer. But it didn't work out, right? Didn't work out. You got to push, about here. That's it. Got rejected and went down. But so you like I said, you gotta use all time frames, man. You gotta look at all time frames. Like some of these, if someone was just looking at this 2 hour, I'm gonna go, oh, okay, I'm gonna buy. No, it just went down, right? You gotta look at all time frames and see what they're doing. Higher time frame. What did they say? They do say the higher time frame, the bigger picture, right? This is just one of those times, again, VPA doesn't work out 100% of the time, but it's always good to use. So, that is what I traded for today. I think that does it. I think this is my first day reviewing over what I did wrong and going over everything. And thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.